Good evening, Reprezent Radio. I'm very pleased to say there's been one artist that we've been looking to interview for quite some time now. I feel really bad for her manager. His DMs have been full of my messages for the last 2 years. Shenseea, how are you doing?
I'm so sorry about that. Thank you.
I'm glad that we finally managed to make this happen. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me.
That's good.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad that we get to meet finally.
Yes.
We met once, very briefly, but I'm going to be honest. I was drunk. I was drunk with a J.
Yeah.
I was Rampage and Bruckout Carnival 2017. Notting Hill Carnival.
Notting Hill.
I remember seeing you just before you went on, and I remember bumping into Ray and Shawnee B from Bruckout, and they had some rum going on right there, and it set me in a different direction. I remember seeing the show, and it was wicked, but after that, I was like, I met Shenseea, and I was like, I have no idea what I said to her. But I just remember I met you at one point.
As long as you were having fun. You know, we have one life.
Carnival, isn't it? So,
yeah.
How's it been back in London?
It feels good. I haven't been here for a while. Mm-hmm. So I'm here, doing my promo runs. I have a show tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then another show in Birmingham. But I'm here for a while.
That's good.
And getting in some content.
You have some good music as well coming, right?
Yes.
So I think tomorrow we've got a brand new song, I Don't Know Why.
Yep.
Sway Lee, Young Thug, and Russian production.
And Russian, yep.
So this is not the first time you work with Russian, is it?
No.
Yeah.
We work a couple of times. As a matter of fact, he's actually the main producer for my album that's going to be releasing soon too.
Wow.
So yeah.
Exciting times.
Yeah.
So how's that kind of come back? Because I feel as if you've had so many hits over the last at least 2 to 3 years, and I feel as if one good thing I think it's really authentic with how you your catalogue of music, where you're still in the big rhythms as well as doing the big singles.
Yes.
Like you're not rushing things. You're not.
Yes.
You're taking your time.
I'm taking. I'm sticking to my roots as well.
Yeah.
So I'm doing juggling still in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. I won't ever stop, even though we're on a different page right now with the label and everything. So we're still sticking to my roots, and we're still bringing a little bit of dancehall over in whatever tracks we're doing internationally as well.
Definitely, and that's one thing we've noticed as well. Like, we're seeing you kind of cross over to so many different markets now. Like, we're seeing, of course, Blessed last year with Tiger as well. Like, that really turned a lot of people's heads, because for that, I think it was almost pigeonholed you a dance artist, and that sort of set things aside. It's like, no, this is an international takeover.
Yeah, we got international dancehall now too. You get me? But yeah, it was fun working with Tiger too, because he came down just in one day to shoot the video. So I have to commend him for that. He's very, very hardworking, and he's willing to fly to wherever he needs to go to get the job done. So I have to big him up. He left the same night.
Yeah.
After the video shoot.
Wow, so just straight in and straight out. Work. That's a good way to be. So taking things right back to where it all started as well, like for you, were you always constantly making music as a younger years, or was that something that kind of came later on?
I was always singing.
Yeah.
At a younger age. From ever since I found out I had a voice, every single day, I'm telling you, every single day, I have to sing something, but I've never written a song. I wrote my first song in 2015.
All right, so that wasn't soon, before you kind of re-exploded singing. I remember, I think Jiggle Jiggle was 2016.
That was my first song ever recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember that,
professionally.
That was 2016, and then I think Ludi was it end of 2016 or
was my
2017?
third song, was my third release. Because that's when I got my breakthrough.
That's when everyone... I know over here in the UK, that's when we really started turning our heads to it, and then I started looking through. I found Jiggle Jiggle off the back of Ludi.
So mind you, when Ludi came out, I didn't even have a lot of songs. But it was at that time that I started working day in, day out, 24/7. I wrote over 100 songs in less than a couple months.
Wow.
Because I was all about the work, and I loved the music. And I felt like the more I wrote, the more experience I had and the more practice I got, so I got better.
Wow, well, it's definitely showing. I'm thinking that one thing that I really loved about the style that you do is you can cross into so many different genres. You got things like Play the Soca. That was a soca anthem.
Yeah.
I remember playing that on the truck. I was like, and I'm playing Jamaican dancehall artists at a soca party with all my friends from Trinidad. It's this is crazy.
We collaborated with Nyla Blackman too, so that track is really, really big, which is Baddish.
Yeah.
So it's a massive hit over there too, in the soca market.
It's huge. These are kind of tunes that we've been playing for quite some time now.
But you love soca, yeah?
We play soca. That's the thing.
Sure.
We're not all just dancehall. In London, I find there's a real kind of almost bit of a divide sometimes between the London dancehall scene and the soca scene. And I think one thing we always try to make sure we do in our show is represent both halves. Like when we play Notting Hill Carnival, we don't play on the sound system in the streets. We're on the truck, but then in the clubs we play dancehall.
Oh, got you.
So we've always been a big fan of both.
Well, thank you for your contribution.
It's always good to keep playing it. I don't think there's been one set where we haven't played at least one of your tunes.
Yeah,
so
good.
That's what we just say next we're here.
I don't know if someone ready for dubs. I'm here.
I was going to say we've got enough. And the Blessed W plate you done us for last year was great. And got Love I Got For You is one that I cut as well. And that one was really special. That was big up to TS from Ride the Vibes. I remember he
Ride the Vibes is a man for real.
The guys in France just doing it right. But I remember when we were talking about like what tunes to cut, and you came through with me on that dub as well. Like that was like a full rework of the verses.
I'm happy I could help.
Oh no, it's definitely one that we play in the sets today.
Good.
And it's a good tune. So we're kind of looking back to how things have like juggled over the years and stuff like that. Like how has it gone from being like that one breakthrough hit with Ludi, and now you're literally flying all over the world? Like in I'd say quite a short amount of time that's happened. That's what, like 2-3 years it's all blowing up.
Honestly, I feel blessed.
Yeah.
I've been feeling blessed from before I even did the song Blessed, to be honest. You know, I'm a highly believer in Christ, so I always let him lead the way. I always been praying. You know, I always just been doing and focusing on myself and doing my music. So it took me wherever it took me, and now I'm here.
I know. Well, it's great to see you here. So one thing I think is really important about how you've carried yourself well is how inspiring you are to new female dancers, because the girls are running the world right now. Like you're looking at the success that you're having.
They won't say that though.
Really? Oh, I think they are.
They won't say that.
We're saying it right now on the show. I'm telling you, people like yourself.
I know that, you know that, but they ain't gonna say that. But I don't mind.
Definitely. When we're looking at like the career that you've got, we've seen obviously like Spice touring all over the place. We've got Steph London, Alakai Harley breaking through, Tosh Alexander. There's so many.
Yeah, I really like
female
Alakai.
dancers.
She has a positive vibe.
She is great. Have you met her around here?
Yeah, I met her already.
Yeah,
I was just talking to her when I just landed too.
Oh,
she's cool. And
Steph
London too is nice.
We'd love to see some collabs in the pipeline with you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Something special right
I'm
there.
open to anything, you know, once it's music, I'm good.
Alakai, you're hearing this. Shenseea's ready. But one thing I think is really important and how you've done this is it's outside the career. Like you're still a mother at the end of the day. Like you're like being a parent is something I think is really inspiring, especially to a lot of young female dancehall or any artist coming through. It's showing that you can kind of do both at the same time very well.
Listen,
so how do you manage that?
When I gave birth to my son, a lot of people were like, I don't even know how you're gonna do this, because I was broke too. I don't know where you're gonna do or where you're gonna get money from. You practically throw away your future, blah blah blah. And I was just like there. Even though I literally had 100,000 Jamaican in my bank account, I don't know why I wasn't worried. And to be honest, a lot of people would panic. But for me, it was just so calming. And to even just look at my son, it felt so good. And just being around him, that's actually my favorite thing to do, as in being a mother and spending time with my kid.
And that comes first.
Yep. And not just saying it, like I literally enjoy being a mother.
That's so refreshing. Like,
yeah, I love it.
I know it's like almost expected in a way, but it's good to know that like because a lot of people maybe want to see one side of you touring around the world, but you make sure that you showcase both sides. Like I see on your Instagram.
It's not even for the fame or anything. Like every time I'm around my son, I just have to catch the moments. Yeah. Because it's so funny. He has a huge sense of humor.
He's just like you.
He's talkative. He's very outspoken. You know, he's really a character.
I think it's a true inspiration to kind of show that a lot of people. Like
a kid doesn't stop you.
You can definitely do it. I think you're proof in that, and not just a case of it can't stop. Like you can do it. Like you are smashing it. Right? It's not even like you're doing a little bit of good stuff here and there. It's like you've got a fully fledged like international career, and at the same time you can sort of show that that's something you can live by as well.
Yeah.
So that kind of like driven positive mentality, is that something you've always like had in yourself? Like have you just knowing you're always gonna?
No, I was just always being myself from ever since. I found out who I am and know what I like to do. I've just always been doing what I like to do and be myself, strictly.
Definitely.
I never change for anybody. And the same people, even from before the fame, they're the same people I have around me now, because I'm so loyal.
Well, that's one thing we've always loved about you and this one, how outspoken you are, and how I've got to be careful when we ask these next question, because this has got to be like a clean radio friendly interview, but we're going to talk about the song Foreplay. And I think it's like, for me, I was like, it's so good that there's like a positive, like female positivity in that one kind of thing. Like I've got to be really careful the way I word that question.
Really descriptive too.
Yeah, very descriptive. But one we can't play on radio.
No, I actually have a clean version. All right, what do you mean?
I'll have to hit up Ramesh for that one then. Yeah.
Listen, you have to, because I really love that song. That song is one of my favorites right now. Yeah. Because I literally told my team that, listen, I'm gonna write a song about this topic, right? And then when I told them, they were like, why you choose that topic, whatever? I'm like, because nobody ever really talks about it.
Exactly. I think it's refreshing. It's good.
This is why it's gonna hit. And when I released that song, trust me, everybody was shocked.
Yeah.
So shocked to the point that they had to share it. Like, look at this.
It's so good.
Listen to what she's saying.
And the rhythm you picked, I think, was so well
Actually,
timed.
Russian came up with the idea for that, because I wrote that song without a beat. I started writing it in, a hotel in New York lobby. We're there waiting to get our rooms, and I just started writing it. So you get me? So when I went up to my room, you know, I had my engineer with me, and we were like, listen, we need to build something for this, but I didn't hear the sound that, you know, really matched it.
Yeah.
So we were brainstorming, but when we linked up with Rush, and he said that, remember this rhythm? Just at least try it on it. And so we did, and we did some modification to the beats. We released it, and it blew.
It's really good timing as well, especially here in the UK, because around about the same time you drop that, Krept and Conan use the same instrumental in one of their album tunes.
Yes,
so
that's
for the
what I
DJs,
heard.
we've been juggling back and forth, so we can play both tunes in the dance. So
there we go.
They're riding off your wave, and you can ride off their ones.
Musical family.
And that was coincidental. Like,
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I heard about it.
I think it's brilliant. Like for us, like DJs in the club, like I'm like, cool. I've got 2 new songs that are on that rhythm right now that we can go with.
As I said, thank you for your support.
Anytime.
And thank you for your contribution to dancehall too.
Oh, it's what we do it for. We love it, and that's why we keep doing the show. So really, like as we're kind of tying things up, I want to know some things that are really important. Like one thing you've really proven is how to grow a brand. Like Shenseea with Shen Yang, that's a catchphrase. That's a tattoo on someone's arm. That's that's not just like a song name.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say your top tips are for like, how you've managed to grow yourself into such like you're almost like bigger than yourself in a sense?
I show support to my supporters. That's what I do. You know, they feel like I met a lot of them, and they're like, oh, I feel like I know you. Because of what you show on your social media, how real you are. You don't hide anything. You bring yourself however you feel like. So if I don't feel like wearing any wig or any makeup today, that's what you're gonna see, love.
Good.
So yeah, they always say I'm so real and whatever. And you know, I do reply to DMs. I don't reply to all because you know I don't really have the time. But for when you know, sometimes I get some really deep DMs and I feel the need to you know like let me hit this back or whatever. Yeah. Sometimes they will be like, oh, I know you're not gonna answer this, and that's the time I'll be like, hey,
here I am. Video call.
So I do interact with them with whether on the stage or through social media. So we do have a connection.
Yeah.
I don't make it seem like, oh yeah, you're supporting me, but you know that's what you're supposed to do. You get me? I be like, yeah, you support me and I'm gonna support you too. I do support my Shenyang's businesses. You know, so wherever I go, I know one might say, oh, we really such a big fan of you, and I really have to do background checks as well because you know sometimes people just want the clout. So when I do the checks and I see that, oh, this person has been a fan, they have been tagging me for so long, I have no problem working with you.
That's good. I think that's so important because not many artists would do that.
And I always acknowledge them too. For every single thing I do and every single thing that I've achieved, I always tag them.
I think it's honestly that's a really refreshing thing to say. And I think that's one thing we've always loved about you when we've been supporting your music here in the UK. It's more of the fact of the personality you come across online and even offline as well. Like you don't hide behind like sort of the newfound fame of everything.
I
You're
feel
still
like
part of the community.
It would be too much work too to hide.
Yeah.
Because you have to build a whole new personality and a whole new image if you're hiding. When you can just literally be yourself. Then of course some people they really do have to build a whole new image. Really they ain't nice to be honest, but I feel like I'm nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know a lot of my female friends, like one thing they love about you, like sometimes to them I'll show them like your Instagram. They like you more before they even show them the music. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, you got to know this artist. They're like, she's great, like she's cool. I'm like, no, listen to the music. So,
thank you.
Like people gravitate to your personality before anything.
Yeah.
So who are the new artists that you think are coming through at the moment? Who's the artist that you're listening to that you think are really turning your ears into something?
Well, I like Jamaican or
all over really, yeah. But
I really like for Jamaican. I've been listening to a lot of Stock Ashley. You know, she's new. She's coming up. You know, Coffee of course. Yeah. Coffee is practically on the scene still. But for coming up, I would say there's an artist called Stock Ashley. She's really really talented. She's a big singer. Internationally. I don't know. Really and truly, I've been listening to a lot of rap, which is the norm, like the Baby and Little Baby and all that, because I'm trying to listen to styles of music. Yeah. Learning it.
Well, you're doing it very well as well. I cannot wait to hear the new song. I don't know why. With Young Thug.
I know you haven't heard it yet?
Not yet. Like literally, I've been seeing the post stuff like that, and then I knew it's coming out tomorrow. So like. By the time we air this interview, we will be playing this one regularly. A big fan of that one. Yeah,
but I've just been listening to, you know, other music, and I've been listening to a lot of oldies lately because I'm trying to infuse that in some of my songs as well. You know, melodies, sometimes they come from some old songs. Yeah. You know, you get some nice ideas as well, and some harmonies, everything. So a lot of Tyrese I've been listening to too. Yeah, a lot of R. Kelly too. You know, sorry to say, but you know.
I know, it's conflicting for the story, but at the same time, songwriting, can't fault it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's still music too. Yeah. And music never dies, no matter what.
Exactly. So, what would you say before we kind of close everything off? What would you say is your top tips to any new artists that are just coming through? They're trying to grow themselves. They've got some great music, but they haven't had that break yet. What was the thing that keeps you determined?
I would tell them that don't give up. Yeah, I mean, you naturally hear it almost every single day, but it's something that you need to really execute in your everyday life. Like, do not give up, and you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do to get to where you want to be. Just be real to yourself, you know, just put God first, continue praying, you know, and just focus on yourself, because the moment you start focusing on other people is the moment you start distracting yourself, and the moment you start distracting yourself is the moment you're setting yourself up for failure before you even succeed. So you get me? So you just have to be focused.
Well, Shenseea, thank you so much for passing by Reprezent Radio on the Gully B Show.
It's
been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, we're going to play a couple of new Shenseea tunes right here. Keep it locked on Reprezent Radio.